Welcome to Journey JavaFX. This is the season 2 episode number 28. In this episode, we are going to do some fun stuff, taking screenshots. The idea was more like kind of new to me. I did some research and I found this one is quite interesting. Yeah, let's do it. So this is episode 28, and going back to our controller. Actually, it's a sim builder. We're gonna create a new button. Let's call it Snapshot. This test button probably is just coming to the end of its life. So yeah, so we call it a snapshot, and the method is gonna be btn snapshot on action. Okay, let's do a save and change its name, Snapshot. And yeah, I have a nice color for this one that's coming from Instagram. Let's open up our style sheet. Then I'm gonna copy the Instagram purple first. Go to all the way to the bottom. Looking for one of the button. Make a copy of it. I'm gonna call it the button snapshot, and then copy paste the name. I only replace the ordinary state, the common state. So let's do a save, go back to sim builder. Yeah, it's already purpled. Nice. Okay, then we just working on the behind the screen stuff. First, we gotta create this method first, right? Yep, everything is ready. Let me cut it, move it to button on action. Excuse me. Yeah, put it here. Okay, let me make it bigger. To make it work, it's quite interesting. I found a class. It's called robot. The robot. I'm gonna make a new instance of it. Let's say new robot, right? And it requires some decoration. So then the robot is able to do this kind of create screen capture thing, right? And then let's take a look at what exactly it's asking for. It's asking for a kind of a rectangle, right? So then I'm gonna create a rectangle. Rectangle equals to rectangle equals to new rectangle. We leave it there, and then we pass it in, right? And then see the rectangle, what is required. Say this one is construct this. Oh, this part. See what kind of stuff. It's asking for a dimension. You see here? Asking for a dimension. So then let's create a new dimension here. New dimension equals to new dimension. And what this new dimension is going to need? It's kind of width and height stuff, right? And then we have a toolkit. It's kind of a toolkit dot get default toolkit get screen size, and this one actually it returns a dimension. You see, it returns a dimension. So then I'm going to pass this into the dimension, right? So then we keep it over here, and then we're gonna pass in the dimension to the rectangle, so the whole thing will work, right? And then next step, we just need to figure out what kind of output of this method. Create a buffered image. No problem, we give it a buffered image. Let's call it the BI, right? Buffered image. So now we save this buffered image, and then how to make it a file. Then we have an image io.write. It's more like a file writer. So in this one is asking for a rendered image or whatever, then we just pass in this BI stuff, buffered image. The next is asking for format, then PNG is good. And then next is the kind of output file name, right? This one is a file, so then I'm gonna say new file, and then we pass in some string. So now we have all of this. I create the method first, and then we need to looking for where we are going to put it. Based on the design of our application or my project, I want it to placed in a selected project subfolder, right? So we are going to retrieve the value from here. So then all above here, I'm gonna say string folder equals to text field folder dot get text, right? And we're gonna run a test on it. If folder dot length greater than 0, it means a valid thing. We're gonna do this, right? And now I'm gonna cut all of this into this part, because if it's no folder selected, we don't want to put it like randomly, right? So then so now we can work on this. So if it's greater than that, we are going to retrieve it. So the whole root becomes the the subfolder, right? So the subfolder will be like Doris slash plus this folder name, right? And then we put another slash here, just we are going to concatenate whatever the file name, right? Oh my god, my cat is so excited. So next we need to figure out a file name. I think under my date stuff we have a kind of a time stuff, right? We have the that's the int from that local date, get local date from int, get string date from int date. Not good enough. We are going to create a customized one. So this is the root, and then the folder name will be like I mean the file name. The file name will be like a date and time stuff, right? So string file name, we're gonna give it something like this, .png, right? This is the tail part. So now we're gonna figure out the earlier part. So we're gonna say, okay, we need some date time formatter, DTF, like a date, as we did before, a date time formatter, dot of pattern, pattern date. So dd, right? So this is the first one, datetime formatter, formatter DTF time equal to date time formatter dot of pattern. The time is gonna be hours dash dash. What are you doing, Max? Second, right? And yeah, I think second is good enough. So something like this. So then we are going to pass all of them into it. Before that, I want a kind of let's say image as a prefix, right? And then we're gonna concatenate something else like this, like date format, DTF, no, DTF, a date dot format, local date dot now, that's a today's date, right? And then plus a underscore. Let me just make it something like this, easier to read, right? So we have the underscore, and then we're gonna plus in the time part, right? So DTF time dot format local time dot now. This will give us the time, right? And then plus a underscore. That's it, right? No more underscore and PNG. That's it. We have the image, we have the data, we have the time portion, right? So then this will be the file name. And then we're gonna construct it with the root plus the file name and output it, right? So this part will be like root plus file name. That's it. So now we should have a screenshot. It's quite amazing. I never, think about this kind of thing. I thought taking a screenshot is too much for me. So now we are going to test it. So now it's like, no folder selected, nothing gonna happen. So let's go to the Apple, do a snapshot. All right, look at that. That's weird. It's my image kind of viewer. Okay, it's hard to say. How about we open a web page, right? Okay, that's the article. Let's go to this, search for an apple and some images. It's cool. And then let's take a screenshot. Do a refresh. Yep, this is the new image. Let me open it. Wow, it works. So this is my image viewer. So we already took like two images, but now the problem is like our window is on top of the web page on top of it. So basically we want to see all of this instead of a kind of an overlay of our own application, right? So then we need to find a way to minimize our window more like this and then take the screenshot, right? To do that, it's not that hard. Let me go back. So this button currently is okay. We just need to figure out a way to minimize our window, right? So for now, what I'm going to do is, in our very root class, right? We have the stage. Stage is actually our application window, right? Something like this. The outer of our application UI from this kind of bar and all the way to the bottom, the whole frame is called stage. So we need to do something to the stage. So then the question becomes like, how do we get it, right? Because now we are inside of our button. So we need to utilize our button to find the stage. This is the main idea. And for those, in JavaFX world, everything is a node, right? So I'm going to create a node equals to action event.getSource. Yeah, this one we're gonna typecast it into a node, right? Because no matter which button, we are still, the button is a child of the stage, right? So then we can utilize the node dot get scene dot get window. So in this way, it's more like we find our button's parent, which is the stage, right? So then I'm gonna create a stage. Let's call it stage equals to this one, because we know this is the window we want, right? So then we just typecast it again into a stage. And then inside of the stage, there is a function. There is a method called set iconified. The word is quite hard to understand. Iconified is kind of, you know, a icon. It's more like a logo thing, right? So yeah, for some reason JavaFX call it iconified, but the real effect of this method is minimize the window. It's more like, you know, make our window into a icon, something like that. That's the way I understand it. So now let's take a look how it works. Okay, our application is up. Let me open up the page. We want to take the picture of this one, right? So I'm expecting when I click on this button, our window will be iconified, will be minimized, and then take the picture, save it in the subfolder, right? Let's do it inside of the Apple folder. Let's say snapshot. Oh, we need to add a method in the end to take our application up, right? So now the image has been taken. All right, look, let me open it. No, our window is still here. Yeah, looks just a little smaller. Let me close my image viewer. So how about we add a sleep time, right? Let's say thread.sleep. Let's say a second, 1000 milliseconds. The sleep gonna need some decoration. Okay, let's run it again. So now we have total 3 images. I'm gonna click on this. Okay, bring on the picture, snapshot. All right, bring it up, refresh. We have the 4th one. Open it. Yeah, this is currently my, you know, image viewer. So in this way, it's more like we got to minimize the application window, but we need to wait a little bit for those, you know, Windows animation stuff to complete, and then we will have this kind of a whole view. So then our application will take a picture of our screen, save it to our folder. So now I'm going to close my image viewer, and then add one more thing to the end. So this set stage, we need to set it to false. So then it will be able to, you know, bring it back up, right? Otherwise we have to do it manually. Okay, let's try again. So now we have 4 images. We are expecting the 5th one, right? And then let's do this. Not apple. Let me try some cat. All right. So we're gonna do the snapshot. All right. Refresh the 5th one. Let me, you know, minimize the window so when I open it up, we see the whole picture. So now it's a picture. How cool is that? Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. So after all of this, we need to kind of, you know, refresh this list, right? So then I'm gonna add one more thing to our snapshot function. We should have a manager or something populate the view folder. All right, let me just call this one right after it. Right, this one populate gonna require for what? Folder name. That's easy. Text field folder.getText, right? So now, up to now, I think the whole thing is done. Maybe I change this number to a smaller number, ½ second, right? It's just I don't think, you know, the whole animation gonna take a whole second. So now let's do something else. Let's say, what else? A dog, right? We're gonna take a picture of this. Snapshot. That's quick. Oh, because I didn't, you know, select the subfolder. Let's close it, go back to our logic. So everything will be moved into here. Make sense? So for this one, it's just waiting for Windows animation to complete, because we don't want to capture our own application into the picture, right? So now it should be perfect. What? Page. Hold on a second. I did something wrong. Oh, yeah. I cut it into the if. So then, all right, we make it back. Now should be good. Oops. Okay, now should be good. So let's go back to the docs. Let's choose Apple project. Is this the fifth one? Yeah, this is already the image. Yeah, I think we did it. It's quite simple, eh? I mean, it's pretty impressive. I just Google about it around, half an hour, and then I found the whole solution. It's quite amazing. I really like it. Yeah, this will, bring our episode to the end. All right, I'm gonna see you in the next one.